I'm sorry. I'm literally only 2 chapters in and I feel like I need to go have a cold shower. I mean, look at the flop on that though. This book is so much better than the first and she is on her revenge arc. I conquered a kingdom to have you. It was the only way. Where do we go from here? Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, welcome back for another video. Now in this video I'm going to be mood reading my TBR because I need to get through some of my physical books. I also do have a TBR on my Kindle as well, so maybe I'll also do some Kindle reading, but I mainly want to focus trying to get through my physical TBR by the end of December. These are, all of the books are actually on my TBR at the moment, my physical TBR. I don't really have a big physical TBR to be honest. I tend to just really buy books that I know that I'm going to love physically, then I tend to do a lot of the reading on my Kindle now. But there's a mix of genres in here, so we've got some mafia, we've got romantasy obviously, and then we've got some dark romance as well. I'm very tempted for God of Malice to be honest, because I was in a slump, so I feel like maybe I should switch up genres. But we've got Graceling. I haven't heard too much about this to be honest. I've got Clockwork Angel by Cassandra Clare. How pretty is this cover? I mean, gorgeous. I do want to get through this series, but I don't think I'll be reading it in this video because I kind of want to read them back to back and I only have the one, Prison Healer. Yeah, I mean, it's not too long, but I have heard a lot more about this on TikTok and I feel like people either love it or they don't really care for it. We'll see, but it does sound really good. I feel like I will enjoy that. Probably one that I'm very hesitant to go into, which is When the Moon Hatched, but I'm not gonna lie, recently, especially knowing that the second book is coming out soon, I'm very tempted to pick this one up as well. Don't Let Them Fall. Honestly, I don't actually know what this is about. I believe these are mafia, spades and clubs. Don't know anything about these, just apart from that they're mafia books. So these I bought from the charity shop, Storm and Fury, and the second book is Rage and Ruin by Jennifer Armentrout. Now I bought these because of the author. Like, she is kind of an auto-buy author for me after reading From Blood and Ash. And then this is a very high choice for me. This is Broken Souls and Bones by LJ Andrews. I do think I will probably end up getting around to this one in this video. Let's see where my mood takes me with these books. I will come back to you later when I have chosen my first book that I'm going to read. Now, I may look like the Grim Reaper all in black, but it kind of fits the vibe, okay? And the red lipstick, which was actually very unintentional, but it's festive, so here we are. I am going to be reading my first ever Rena Kemp book and I am so excited. I think it's time to pick it up. I'm in the mood for a dark romance, so I'm going to be reading God of Malice. I've heard such great things about this. I actually don't really know pretty much anything going into this, so it's definitely going to be a good surprise. Apart from that, I think they're rivals and I think that he wears a mask. So that is literally all I know. I am not usually a dark romance reader. I am a romancy girl at heart and I've only just recently started picking up dark romances. So here we are. I'm in my Rena Kemp era and I'm so here for it. Now I thought I'd just read the blurb of this because I actually haven't read the blurb, so I don't know, maybe it'll give me an idea, or if you want to read it then this might give you a taste of what it's about. It says, "Don't romanticize me or you'll be eaten alive. Killian Carson is a predator cloaked in charm. His charisma fools everyone except Glyndon King. She sees a psychopath beneath and knows she should run, but a dark part of her craves the danger knowing he'll chase her and she might just want to be caught. Glyndon has never been anyone's favourite, always falling short of her family's expectations, but Killian, he doesn't expect anything except that she's his now. Their schools are rivals, their families lifelong enemies, but none of that matters to him. Can two broken souls heal each other, or will their twisted desires tear them apart? As their paths collide in more disturbing ways than they might have imagined, it could either strengthen their bond or be their undoing." Oh my god, they're rivals. Yes, they're rivals, their families are enemies. This is so fun. Also, this is what I mean by I'm literally the book. I think it's kind of cute that we do match though. And also, I'm sorry, but I had a little flick through this. It says, "To the ones whose type is an unapologetic villain," and then you turn the page. I'm sorry. What do you mean? They are stunning. This got me so excited because I was really debating whether to go for a fantasy book or a dark romance, but I don't even know what it is. I haven't really been in a slump, but it took me like 2 weeks to read Brimstone, and that's not usually like me. I kind of need something that's going to keep me entertained, so maybe a palette cleanser was exactly what I needed, and I feel like this feels right. So I'm going to stop yapping, we're going to get straight into it. We'll catch up with my thoughts and feelings. Wait a sec. Wait, is this him? Is this him? I didn't think that we would meet so early on. I also had no idea that this was set in the UK, which is kind of fun, and that he has an American accent. No way are they first meeting like this. Okay, yeah, he's definitely morally black. Like, straight off the bat, he's morally black. This was a good day to wear black. Why do I feel like I know where this is going? Already? I'm literally 10 pages in. Oh my gosh, she literally says, pull me up and I'll do whatever you want. He says, sure you want to word it that way. Whatever I want might include a number of things that are frowned upon by the general public. He's kind of funny. I feel like I'm gonna have a great time with this. He literally says, add a please or drop to your knees. Either will do. Doing them both at the same time would be highly recommended. Oh my god, the mouth on this man. I was not expecting this. Do you know what? I think I've heard about this scene before, because I've heard people talk about this on TikTok, but I didn't realise it was in this book. This is so fun though. Now I remember why I wanted to read this book so bad. Oh my god. What? Oh my god, I knew that was gonna happen. I'm literally only 2 chapters in and I feel like I need to go have a cold shower. This is so fun and I feel like I just need to carry on reading. This is definitely going to be the book to keep me entertained. Okay guys, I have an update on God on my list, and please don't be mad at me because I literally only have like 100 pages left. I'm on page 472. I do apologise. I completely devoured this book. It has been a couple of days, but because they've been working days, I don't really tend to film as much. And honestly, I've been reading it in the dead of night until 3 AM every single night. And I'm exhausted, but I'm having such a great time. So can't really complain there. My thoughts. I have a lot of thoughts. I don't really know what I was expecting to go into this book, but the male main character, Killian Carson, giggling, kicking my feet, but oh my god, is he unhinged. He is so possessive, but I'm so here for it. I don't really know what that says about me, that I've been giggling, kicking my feet, having the best time. There is no shame here. I am really enjoying this, and I've definitely got to a part in the book where things are gonna start to happen. We're gonna get some answers for something that I've been waiting for the whole book, because there's been little breadcrumbs thrown in there. Yeah, otherwise it's mainly been about their relationship. There's basically two schools, okay? They are rich, very smart, very privileged schools, and one is American, one is English, but sometimes Americans can go to the British school, and I think sometimes the British can go to the American school, but it's not very common. So it's like the odd sort of person who wants to study a certain subject, because they don't both have the same subjects, if that makes any sense. And it's like set on an island in England, but our main character is American, so he goes to the American school, but he does also have some studies in her school, the British school. So they do bump into each other. It's kind of one of those books where people know of everyone, like everyone sort of knows of everyone, everyone's kind of in each other's business. There's secret societies and different like rituals that you have to do to get into these societies. I'm kind of like jumping ahead here, but there was a game where they wear masks. They wear purge masks. She is getting hunted in the woods, and that is all I needed to know. It was a great time. I'm not gonna lie, this literally has everything I could possibly want in a dark romantasy book. Like the secret society, the chasing through the woods with the masks. It's so entertaining, but it is so unhinged at the same time. Like you really do need to check your trigger warnings with this one. Protect your mental health and check your trigger warnings. It is just so interesting being in his head as well, because we do get dual POV, which again, I love that in books, so just another tick for how much I was going to enjoy this book. I fear that he's going to be on the book boys friends list, but we'll see how it ends. And it is definitely a very spicy time, so if you don't like a lot of spice, I mean it's kind of predicted in dark romances anyway really, isn't it? But there's a lot of spice in here. But they meet on a cliff. Their first meeting is absolutely wild, and I'm not going to give you the details of that, but it was like off the bat very unhinged. So they have an encounter, she doesn't want to see him again, and they bump into each other obviously at their schools. And it goes from there. He is very possessive. He is trying to claim her, kind of battling his inner demons and impulses, and she is trying not to explore the darker parts of herself and trying to stay away from him, trying not to lose herself in the process of being surrounded by Killian Carson. I feel like everyone would definitely be losing themselves a little bit around that man. I did actually like write down some quotes as well. Of course, pretty much every quote I wrote down was whatever Killian said. Anything that comes out of that man's mouth, I'm highlighting. I really can't read out this whole paragraph, but I love the ending where he says, "It's fine though, I'll be your villain, baby." I just really enjoyed this whole bantery conversation. This kind of gives you an idea of what their back and forth banter is about. And she says, "You can't force me to become yours." He says, "Watch me." She says, "I'll fight every step of the way." He says, "By all means, it'll make the end sweeter." She says, "I hate you." He says, "Let me search for the fucks I have to give. See none." Oh, he's just so funny. I love him. And in some of my favourite quotes in books, "If you run, I'll chase you." Again, cannot finish that whole paragraph there because that would not be allowed on the internet. And then I have one last one where he says, "The world needed to know you're mine. I won't apologise for that. In fact, I'd do it again and earlier so no one would entertain the idea of having you." Can't believe I haven't picked this up sooner, but I will definitely be picking up more of Rena Kent. I do want to read the rest of this series. It's making me intrigued who the other books are about, because I know these are standalones. I'm guessing they're interconnected standalones, because I do think one of the books is about, is it Nikolai? Correct me if I'm wrong with that. I feel like they're also leaving slight breadcrumbs in this about other characters in the book as well. I'm just wondering who they're going to follow, whether it's like his friends or her friends. I don't know. I'm gonna read a little bit more now. Who knows if we're gonna finish it. If not, I'll come and give you updates on my final thoughts of the book. Let's finish the book together. just one of the nicest scenes that I've literally read, and it kind of makes me want to tear up, but I'm not going to. It was just, he really needed that. I really needed that as a reader. Now I just really hope that everything works out. Oh my god, this man. I know who we're getting next. So yeah, I have finished God of Malice. I really loved that ending. I think this book is actually perfect. It's one of the best dark romances that I've read so far. I really think I'm gonna give it a 4.5 star, to be honest. It feels like 4.5 stars, and that's the highest rating I've given a dark romance book yet. I mean, I just love them together. I mean, there's definitely some questionable things in here. I've really enjoyed this and I would highly recommend it, but please check your trigger warnings. I did actually write down another couple of quotes. So he says, "I have not a shadow of a doubt that the little rabbit is flipping my world upside down, and I'll let her because she's mine, and I'll set the whole effing world on fire to make sure she remains safe." He says, "I've always been direct about what I want from you." She says, "And what is that?" He says, "For you to be mine, I'll give you the world in return. But know this, you'll never be able to take her away from me. You can break my legs and arms, but I can still crawl towards her." Yeah, that's the one that gets me every time. I was giggling and kicking my feet. There was a girl who was trying to get his attention, and it literally says, "He simply placed a hand on her forehead and pushed her away as if she were a pest without breaking his focus from his task." I mean, we love that. That is everything that I have on my notes about this book. All I can say is that it's a giggly fun time. This is actually the first dark romance book that I've read physically as well. So this kept me very entertained. Again, staying up till 3 o'clock every night. So I'm kind of glad that I finished it today, well, tonight, so that I'm not staying up till 3 AM again. Those are my thoughts and feelings on God of Malice, and I'm gonna pick up my next book on my TBR car, which is Broken Souls and Bones. This is by LJ Andrews. I feel like I'll come a little bit closer to show you this one. Yeah, I actually don't really know much about this. I think this has like alchemy magic, and I think it's like a Viking romantasy. It says, "In a kingdom long divided, Lyra intends to live a quiet life to avoid the attention of magic-obsessed King Demir, until Rourke Ashwood, the monarch's silent but irresistible handsome soldier, invades her village and uncovers Lyra's secret, that she is a Melder. Gifted in the 3 magical crafts, bone, blood and soul, a Melder is highly sought after, but there is a price. Their magic is also the seed of their destruction. Forced to reveal her ability, Lyra is immediately claimed by Rourke for the king, to be his next Melder. Now the captive of this brooding soldier, she must find a way to escape. But could Rourke himself be the key to her freedom? What neither of them realises is that a dangerous truth lies beneath everything. Together they will have to choose to stand against all they know or face a darker destiny." That cover is really pretty as well. I don't know if you can see because of my light. But that sounds great. I am really intrigued about this. How many pages is it? Oh my god. Spoilers. No spoilers. Oh, there's a glossary. 436 pages. Yeah, it's not a really long book, which is great. So yeah, that's going to be my next read, and I'll give you some updates when I start this, because I've done quite a bit of reading today, so I'm going to put this down, then give you my thoughts when I pick this book up. Okay, so I have an update of Broken Souls and Bones. This is really interesting actually, and it's quite unique. I don't know if this is just because I haven't read a lot of Viking romantasy. I don't know too much about what is unique and what is usually in these types of books, because I've only read The Road of Bones, but it has been a couple of days, okay? Don't come for me. I had a endo flare up. Yeah, just needed some time to rest, so I didn't really get to give you an update sooner. I am now halfway through, almost halfway through. I am on chapter 28, page 226, and I think it says on Goodreads that I'm like 47% the way through. It's really intriguing. I was a little bit skeptical going into this, because I saw quite a few negative reviews, or not really negative, but just they weren't like, oh my god, this is my all-time favourite book type of reviews. I guess shouldn't always listen to reviews and pick them up for yourself, because everyone is going to have a different experience, and I feel like I'm having a different experience because I feel like this is really, really good actually. But I am only halfway through, so we'll see how the rest of it goes. But as of right now, it follows our female main character, Lyra. She is a unique melder. So there's bone magic, blood magic, and I believe there's soul magic as well. And it's all related to these bones. Basically what she can do is meld dead bones. So she has to collect bones from unalived people, and she can meld those bones into somebody else to give them more power. They have more strength, more agility. I think they're better with a sword, and it makes them look bigger. So that was very interesting. I haven't read anything like this before, so getting to know the magic has been really, really interesting. But she basically is living in this village. She is in hiding because she has these scars in her eyes. They're like silver scars in her eyes that make it very obvious what type of powers that she has, and the king of this kingdom wants to know everybody who has magic. He wants them under his control because I'm guessing he's just a power hungry king, you know. He wants his prince and the prince kind of like bodyguard, sentry they call him, to hunt this girl down and bring her back to his castle, because there was always rumours that she was still alive and that she was always being hunted down. They found out where she was and they take her back to the king. Now obviously she doesn't want to go. She's basically a captive at this point. They kind of strike some type of bargain. She is kind of living there more freely now. If she helps the king out, he will keep her safe, because if she uses her magic, then an enemy kingdom will try and assassinate her. He enlists the prince's bodyguard to then protect her as well, and that is our male main character. I'm really enjoying him, and I'm really loving the disability representation as well, because he cannot speak and he does use sign language. And the flirting, the way he communicates, like he touches her face and she can recognize his language through his touch, and the way he taps his fingers, and obviously sign language. Like the people closest to him usually know how to communicate with him more because they've actually learned his sign language. They call it, I think they call it hand language in this book from what I remember. So that has been really lovely to read. I've been really enjoying that and their dynamic. I love a bodyguard trope. I just love a bodyguard trope. It gives off more of that brooding, nobody come near me type of character, and I love that. There is also a side character in this who I absolutely adore, and then there's also a female main side character as well. There is a second book coming out next year, so I really hope that they are in it as well. We get their story maybe. As of right now, I'm really pleasantly surprised. This has actually shocked me. I think about picking it up quite a lot, and I think it's because of just how unique it is. I kind of have a few guesses where this might be going. I have some guesses in my head, but it's not obvious what could happen, because there's things that have happened already that I'm like, oh, that's actually surprised me. Love to be surprised. I don't want to guess the whole plot, you know. Yeah, there was one thing in here that I was like, oh, okay, this has changed the whole dynamic. I didn't realise it was going in that direction, so I can't wait to find out more about that and those types of scenes. I don't want to say too more because I don't want to spoil this book, and I feel like you should find those things out for yourself when you're reading them. So as of right now, highly recommending this, but we'll see how it goes. Broken Souls and Bones. I thoroughly enjoyed myself with this. I think it is very unique and I haven't read anything like this before. I was just entertained from start to finish and I couldn't stop thinking about picking it up. So I think it's a solid 4 stars. And the only way I can describe the magic in this is, if you've seen Shadow and Bone, when she's melding the bones into people, it's like the Darkling is, he gets someone to meld the stag bones, are they bones? Horns, into her, protrudes from her skin. That's kind of what is happening in here. They talk about how the bodies are kind of formed differently because you can see the bones jutting out of people, and it also can repel other magics. It just makes you harder to unalive, basically. I just thought it was so interesting to read about and it was really intriguing. The ending as well. I'm so excited to pick up the second book. I didn't realise I was going to love this as much as I did, and it just goes to show that you shouldn't really always listen to people's reviews. I mean, everyone is entitled to their own opinion, obviously. I went into this with lower expectations than I should have, but maybe that's why it surprised me so much and I really enjoyed myself. I don't know, but this exceeded my expectations, so definitely a 4 stars for me. If you haven't read this and you love Viking romancy, thoroughly recommend this. Love the male main character, love the female main character. I kind of liked all of the characters in this, to be honest, even the side characters. I think every single one of them I felt something for, but I'm very intrigued to see where everyone ends up in the second book. And honestly, I'm not really sure what to read next. So my physical TBR options are When the Moon Hatched or The Prison Healer. Now, I thought I'd be reading this, but I just don't know if that's where my mood is taking me, to be honest. And When the Moon Hatched is quite a long book. Let's see how many pages this is. It's 541 pages, so actually no, it's not really that bad at all. Online it said like it was 700 something pages, unless I got that completely wrong. I'm not sure if I'm in the mood for this one specifically, and this one I mean, look at the flop on that though. Wow, that kind of makes you want to pick it up, I can't lie. But this one feels like I need a lot of brain power for, and I don't want to use my brain. So I'm actually thinking about going on my Kindle and seeing what's on my TBR on my Kindle. I kind of have an idea. I know Wrath of the Dragons is on here by Olivia Rose Darling. That's the second book to Fear the Flames. I kind of want to be wrapping up book series in this December, getting books off my TBR and finishing series. That's my goal for this December. I think it's going to be Wrath of the Dragons, you know. Yeah, I rated the first book 3 stars. It wasn't my favourite, but apparently she has done a new release because it's been traditionally published now. She does say that if you haven't read the traditionally published, that you should probably read that before going into book 2. There has been some changes to that book. Now, I'm not going to do that. I think I'm just going to go straight into the second book, try and pick things up where they left off, because I do remember like the key things that did happen, so I think I'll be okay picking it up. This has been on my mind for a while. It was a new release that I was supposed to read, so I feel like it'll be a good one to get off of my list in December and we can give it a go. I am going into this with higher hopes than Fear the Flames though, because I've seen a lot of people say that it was really good and a lot better than the first one, and that the ending, yeah, I'm excited for that ending. But I'm gonna start this a little bit later on and then I will give you some updates on that. just jump in here and just mention what the first book is about to give you a rundown, because obviously it's the second book in a series, so I can't exactly give you spoilers. So I just thought, let's give you a rundown of the first book because I forgot to do that. It's basically about our female main character, Elowen, who is bonded to 5 dragons. Yeah, not 1, not 2, but 5. She has been imprisoned by her father. He has kept her locked up, has kept her away from her dragons because the dragons have been locked up as well. Has been through hell, to be honest, and torture by her own family. I think she ends up running away and creates her own new kingdom, but she's struggling to feed them, so she needs to find a way to feed her people. That's when our male main character comes in and they strike some type of bargain. It's definitely more of a reluctant allies. They kind of just want to use each other. Their plan is to break out her dragons. That's kind of how the story goes. I really enjoyed Caden in it, the male main character. His mouth and his banter was perfect. He's the commander of her father's enemy kingdom. You know, she's making an alliance with technically her enemy. I guess it's kind of one of those situations where it's the enemy of your enemy is your friend. That's the vibe it was giving. I really liked the idea of the first book, but it just I don't know, it just didn't execute the story very well for me. But I have read a little bit of this book. I think I'm 20% the way in. I'm really enjoying it actually, so much more than the first book. I've got into it straight away and it picks up right where it left off in the first book. I did read the first book at the start of last year, so it did take me a minute to sort of get to grips with the world again. I remembered all of the people. It was more just the names of the kingdoms that I was trying to get to grips with. It is quite easy just to pick up and follow again, which is really good for me because I have a brain like a sieve and I don't remember anything. But Caden, I mean, the way the last book ended made me so excited for the second book because it is more about her dragons. We get more lore, I guess, around that and like the magic in this world, because I feel like we were lacking that in the first book. But maybe it's just one of these things where you have to just be patient. And apparently this is going to be a 4-book series. So now that I've started the second book, it's getting me excited to finish this series because I feel like the writing in this has like really leveled up. The characters, I feel way more of a connection to Elowen, the female main character. Honestly, I don't really care for her in the first one. The only person who was doing it for me was Caden, and that was the whole reason I gave that book 3 stars, to be honest. But in this one, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's my mindset. The fact that I'm 20% in and I do actually feel like I care about these characters so much more. Like there's more depth to them, especially Elowen. Because it's dual POV, we get to see inside of her head and also Caden's POV, which I'm really enjoying and giggling and kicking my feet. He is so down bad. If you want to read about a pathetically down bad man who really would destroy the world for you, burn it all to hell, that is Caden. You should read this book, even if it's just for him. Yeah, the side characters I'm really enjoying. I'm kind of just enjoying everything this time around, so I'm really excited to really dive into this book. So I'm gonna stop yapping, I'm gonna read some more of this book, and then I'm gonna update you on my thoughts and feelings when I've read a bit more. So I have a big update on Fear the Flames. I am now 92% the way through. So I've read quite a big chunk since I last updated you, but it is the second book in the series, so I don't want to give too many spoilers, but I have actually got some quotes that I want to read out because Caden, I am really enjoying him in this. This book is so much better than the first. The battle scenes, I just feel so much more connected to the characters. Like I feel emotional actually reading this last scene. I know that it's going to be a 4-book series and I know that people have reacted quite shocked and surprised by the ending, and it's kind of scaring me now. I don't know what's going to happen. It's all looking like a bit too good to be true. I really feel female main character's emotions. She deserves to rage. I love an FMC on her revenge arc, and she is on her revenge arc. You're being very noisy over here. I have my reading buddy to end the book with, but I thought before I carry on reading, I'm gonna read out my notes. Okay, I have quite a lot of highlights here, and are we surprised I'm highlighting everything the male main character says? No, we are not surprised. I see her eyes in the mundane details of my day that make me crave the moment I'll be with her again. Oh my god, I love this. He says, I'll get on my knees again if you want an apology. You'll be loving me by the time I'm finished. Oh my god, I love this one. I'll have to find a way to climb the mountains of the underworld after I die, because Elohim will definitely be at the top and my wretched soul will find a way to hers no matter the distance. I conquered a kingdom to have you. It was the only way. I mean, I literally could read you the whole list, but I have to read you these two. I've done nothing in life to deserve her, and yet I can't stop wanting her with a devotion that could rival religions. And then the last one, all I ask is that when your mind starts to wage war on you, you give me a place on the front lines. This man, honestly. I just really love Caden's character. Like, he really is a morally grey character. They call him the demon. So if that doesn't convince you to read this, I don't know what will. But yeah, like I said, I'm on 92%. Chapter 69, and I'm gonna finish this on here together. I'll give you my thoughts and feelings after I finished it. I don't even know what's just happened. I don't even know how to feel about what just happened. Where do we go from here? I'm sorry, but what the actual hell? I've literally just finished Wrath of the Dragons, and wow, this book is a massive step up from the first book. If you're like me and you didn't really enjoy the first book, like, you definitely need to read the second book before you decide to carry on with this series and all, because I am so glad that I picked this up, because now I'm so excited for where book 2 is going, and I can't believe how emotional I got at the end. I'm kind of terrified for what's to come, but also really excited because wow, what a great book. So I'm very pleasantly surprised with this one. So I think I would give this 4 stars. Yeah, it feels like a 4 stars for me. I don't think it's quite a 4.5 stars. It's quite close to a 4.5 stars, but it wasn't quite that for me. Even though the ending really packed a punch, it's still a 4 stars. It's still a really good rating, and it's still better than what I rated the first book. Those are all of the books that I'm going to be reading in this reading vlog though. I really hope you enjoyed this. Let me know if there's any books that you want me to read, because I really like filming these reading vlogs. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and that is the end of Bookmas now as well. This is my last video. I really hope that you all have a lovely Christmas. I will be back again towards the end of December. I think we're going to have a few days off from filming and editing, because editing takes a long time. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again in my next video.